Hey, my name is Laura Taylor Namey, and you're listening to The Incoherent Fangirl.
Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where we are down to one interview this week again after a couple weeks of double headers.
We are back to normal, mostly, kind of. I am Karen from Bearberry Cabin, which is so hard to say.
Ooh, I'm Mandy of Thrushcross Grange.
Oh, that also feels hard to say.
Yeah, it was. It was harder than I expected to say, actually. I don't know how the audiobook narrator is doing it,
All
actually,
right,
now that I think about it.
right. Well, we're back. Welcome back, friends. In our timeline, it is March 26th, and in y'all's timeline, it is March 6th. Did I say March 26th? I meant February 26th. Did I say February? I don't know. I'm
I don't
very
know. It's been a
discombobulated.
week.
It is February 26th. You're listening to this on March 6th or later, unless you're a
I'm on
Patreon
the way to
member.
Florida.
No, whatever. I am in a hotel in Los Angeles because I'm at Romanticycon, and so Patreon subscribers will be confused by why
Yeah.
everything is blurry over here. That is why. And also, if my audio sucks, that's because I'm using my travel mic, and I realize that it's not as good. So, going great.
We live and
Things
we
are
learn.
things are going great, guys. This week in fangirling, Mandy, do you want to talk about this week, or do you want to just skip
I
talking about
hate
this week?
this week. So I didn't do much of any fangirling other than for the show dog. He's had kind of a hard week. Last month he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, which we knew was coming because he had a heart murmur. He was doing great, and then my sister's bloodhound scared him this weekend, and he fainted, totally limp. It's the scariest thing like I've ever seen with any of my dogs.
Yeah,
We thought he was dying in front of us. Turns out he's now a fainting boy. He faints every day.
baby.
He's been to his vet. She's added some new meds that she hopes will help. I sent her an update today and I haven't heard back, so I'm sure I'll hear something from her. But I have just been a nervous wreck following him around trying to keep the world's most spastic dog calm,
I'm sure.
which is hard. So
Yeah.
I am like on the verge of tears every minute of the day. I'm jittery. I'm like, so I haven't done a lot. I did before the fainting spell get to watch The Traitors. So
Oh, season finale
is
tonight.
tonight. I know.
Ooh.
I felt very sad for you for all of
Yeah.
us, but for you especially when I started watching it last week because they
The
made a
way
very shitty decision.
I, okay, the decision makes sense from a trader's standpoint because
Yeah.
they would have been found out.
Yeah.
However, I hate it.
Ugh.
I hate everything
Yeah.
about it. And
And then
I'm worried. I'm worried
Tara comes
that,
in
dude, Tara drove
with
me
that plan.
fucking
And
insane.
it was like,
Shh.
yes,
Yeah.
they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
I
And then
was
she sits
so
down at the round
excited.
table and undoes it all.
Right. I was so excited. I was
I
so
was like, what are you
excited.
doing? And
But
like, I felt like so, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I haven't liked, is it Natalie? I get their names
mm,
confused now because there's been so
Natalie's
many
the
people.
spoiler alert. Natalie's the one that was just banished.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
looking at her. I haven't liked her this whole season just because I've
Hmm.
had like, I want Mark to win. Like
Right.
I've had my favorites.
Yeah.
Most of them are gone. But looking at her face when she was like, I'm about to go in so hard with this person,
Yeah.
and for Tara to undo it all, I was just like,
Yeah.
I felt so horrible for her
Yeah. Yeah. I
because
was
like she
so
trusted
mad
these
at.
people, and then Tara is like acting like she didn't say any of these things, and it's like, why are you doing this? You guys could get him out.
Right.
You have the numbers.
I was so mad at Tara.
Yeah, and I've
I was
liked her up
so
until this
mad.
point. Like she wasn't my
Same.
favorite, but
Right.
I've liked
I
her,
was
and I've
like
liked her and
so
Johnny's
excited.
friendship.
I was so excited because I was like, she's finally fucking doing something, first of all. And second of all, it's a good fucking plan.
Yeah,
And then just left her
they just
hanging.
fucking throw it away.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
that
was
whole
so
episode
disappointed.
pissed me off. The
I
whole
know.
episode pissed me off from start to end.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
mad, so mad.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous going into the finale
I
because I've seen
know.
stuff online about theories, and I'm like, that's a really good theory, and it would cause the most drama. However, I
Thanks.
don't
I hate it.
like it. I hate
Yeah.
it so much. I hate it so
We'll
much.
talk about that
But
next week, I am sure.
oh, 100%. Or later
I
in our
have,
text
yeah,
messages.
yeah. Well, we will talk about it
Both.
then, but I'm sure we'll bring it up next
Yeah,
week.
both.
Um, I'm almost done with Wuthering Heights. I just throw it in when I'm like washing dishes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have I given my trigger warning on the podcast? I can't remember if
I
I
don't
ranted on the
think
internet.
so. I think it was
Okay.
just on the internet.
Okay. So everybody, we know, or you should know, that Wuthering Heights has very serious racism, sexism, classism, of toxic and abusive relationships. A trigger warning that I had forgotten about, since I read it when I was like 13. Trigger warning for something, a very upsetting animal sentence I'm about to say.
Hmm. Hold
Heathcliff
on.
literally hangs Isabella's dog in front of her.
My dog is literally in my lap, and I'm just like
Right.
squeezing him.
Right. It's
Like,
very upsetting.
that
And
is,
so
ugh,
take care. I don't think it's going to make it into the movie because they're making Heathcliff some like tragic hero, which is sickening.
oy,
If you are going to if you're going to watch the greatest love story ever told and
gross.
then read the book, you're in for a
No.
shock.
Yeah.
You're in
Yeah.
for a fucking shock. So take care of yourself because that's a trigger warning that gets overshadowed by all the others that we already know about. They're all horrible. I'm not
Right.
saying one's worse than the, but it's one you don't hear as often because
Right.
it's a
Right. Right.
very quick scene. But it's like,
But it is
my
something. Yeah.
I was in the grocery store and I would like nearly hit the ground.
Oh.
Um, I at night I curl up with the show dog and I put on Vanderpump Rules to go to sleep. So I'm still doing my Vanderpump Rules re-binge. Jackson and Brittany just got married. Stassi's about to get engaged in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Oh
Um,
God.
it's it's very on brand for her. Very he did great. Very on brand. Kristen is still crazy as all get out. So I've slowly made my way through that, and then Josh and I did watch Marty Supreme
Okay.
because I've already seen one instance where Timothy Chalamet beat Michael B. Jordan for like male lead at an
Mm,
award show, and it was like
hmm.
Michael B. Jordan had to work twice as hard
Yep.
for that role because he's Sinners.
Yep.
So I was curious.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Timothy Chalamet plays Marty, who's a table tennis champion in like the 30s, 40s, whatever.
Hmm.
He unfortunately he goes to like the Olympics of tennis. It's like the the table
Hmm.
tennis finals. It's like a big deal, right? He's like a shoe salesman in his uncle's store. He has to steal money. His uncle bails out on paying him to try
Oh.
to prevent him from going because he's got a really overbearing mother who's the nanny. She's Fran Drescher.
Mm. Okay.
Um, she did a really good job. Um, so he steals his paycheck,
Right.
right? He
Which is
goes to the
valid.
finals. Yeah, he's beaten by Endo, who's the Japanese champion, and
Hmm.
Endo steals his win, right?
Oy.
So the whole movie is him trying to go back next year because I've got to beat Endo and show the
Right.
world that I am the best at
The
table tennis.
best. Okay.
So he goes back and like his uncle has him arrested for theft, but he's like, it was my money that you owed me. And so like he doesn't get arrested and then he finds the money that he needs and then that money gets stolen and so he cons people to get the money he needs and then that money gets it's like a back and forth fever dream will they won't they of him and money to get to Japan to do this thing.
Oh my
uh
God.
he's like 20 years old and he's having sex with Gwyneth Paltrow who's like a established actress and her very wealthy
Oh my
husband.
God.
At one point he like tries to steal jewelry off of her and pawn it, but it's costume jewelry. Like it was a very good movie. Like we enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep, and it was late at night, like I normally would have.
Yeah,
Was it as good as Sinners?
I
Not even
doubt
in
it.
the same world, not even in the same realm. Like going into awards season, I'm going to be pissed off, I fear, because
I fear that is
yeah,
correct.
I
Yeah.
like Timothy Chalamet. Like I always have. I always thought he was great.
However, yeah. No,
Sinners is
I
like
know.
God tier. Sinners
Have
is up
you?
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
That's
you know,
yeah. Anyways, that was my week. I did not fangirl very
uh,
much at all.
yeah.
What did you do this week?
Okay, so I didn't do a lot. I read Bound by Allie Hazelwood. So you have Veronica Mercer, who grew up with like grifters for parents, and now she's a grad student. But in order to kind of like make money and get by, she gets roped into this like forgery scheme because she's her aunt, not aunt, this person who raised her was like a art restorer, and she learned all of the stuff from her, and so she knows how to like forge art. But alas, she is caught and by caught, I mean Dr. Victor Ashworth, who is a professor at her university, knew the entire time that she was doing this and is now blackmailing her in order for her to forge this like very old, very epic like manuscript for him for reasons. And the reasons turn out to be supernatural because he's not exactly human. And you know,
Whoops.
it's Ellie Hazelwood, so you know where things go.
Yeah.
Then I read The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, which is the sequel to The Bone Season, so I can't really say much about it. But basically, you have Paige Mahoney, who finds herself back in with her old crew and is secretly trying to fade a way out. But there is yet again a bigger plot than she knows that is going on, and it affects her plans.
Yeah.
I did a quick reread of The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton because my book club read it, and so I reread it. I've talked about it on the podcast, so we're just going to keep moving by. I do want to say that I did still love it, so yay.
Okay.
And then I read Wrath of the Triple Goddess by Rick Riordan. So we're back with Percy and Annabeth and Grover. Percy is trying to get, so from the last book, which was the Chalice of the Gods, Percy is trying to get 3 recommendation letters from the gods in order to get into New Rome University. And so this is like the second one. And he is tasked by the goddess Hecate to pet sit for him. But of course, they're not regular pets. And
No.
and my dog is trying to growl and bark because he heard me say pet, I guess. I don't know. But so yeah, sure. So they're not regular pets. And of course chaos ensues because it's freaking Percy Jackson. Chaos always ensues. And it's a good time.
Yeah.
And that was basically my week. I'm just fighting
We
with
had
my
quick
dog.
weeks.
It's good. Yes. But it was a good time.
Yeah. Do you happen to have a fictional boyfriend this week?
No, but I do have a fictional bestie trio, which is of course Percy, Annabeth, and Grover. I mean, how could you not?
That's a good
Especially like
choice. Solid
they're
choice.
they're so like I just love their relationships and like they're just such a good team and it's nice because okay, like spoiler alerts, but Percy Jackson, that series has been out for a while. But like, Annabeth and Percy are dating now and so it's like cute that they're not always like arguing and they're just like cute together. But they're also still like
Yeah.
teenagers, so they're still it's like it's still sweet in like early
Yeah.
days, but also still like they've gone through so much that it's like, oh, it's a really mature
Finally,
relationship,
let's
even though
breathe.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so cute. So yeah,
Oh,
I just want to hang out with them. Obviously, they're the best.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah. What about you?
Um, I'm sure as hell not going to say Heathcliff.
Ugh.
We did get a new sneak peek Aaron Warner chapter this week, so naturally,
Of
it's
course,
Aaron
of course.
Warner.
I'm so shocked.
Shock of all shocks, I know.
This is so surprising. I never would have
I
guessed it.
know. Everybody hold on to your butts. Aaron Warner.
Love,
I
love, love,
really need to
love.
reread Shatter Me.
I literally just was double checking the date of the next release because I was like, can we get Todd and Muffy? I'm not going to stop
I
trying.
wish.
I'm
I
not going to stop
wish.
trying. I'm going to keep trying. all the time.
I love you.
Manifest it, people, manifest it. Oh man. That sound means we have an intruder alert.
This is
I am
so
so
exciting.
excited. I feel like
Nobody
we've
look at
been
my cover though, because my Kindle is messing up the cover when I hold it up.
when it's gorgeous. We're talking to Laura Taylor and Amy about if we never end.
It says
I
never
don't know
end
what's
never.
going.
Why is it doing that? I don't know.
Nobody
Oh
knows.
dear.
We're very confused.
We
Anyways,
tried to fix it. It's my Kindle. It's 100% my Kindle. I apologize.
welcome, Laura. It's so
Thank
amazing to have you.
It's so amazing to be here. Thank you.
I feel like we were talking about this for a while, so I'm glad we finally got to make it work.
Yeah,
Okay, so the first thing that we always ask is, can you give us the elevator pitch of the book for anybody who hasn't heard about
I absolutely can. So,
it?
If We Never End, Cuban American Sylvie Castellano thrifts an enchanted watch, and when she winds the crown, a boy pops out who has no idea who he is or how he died.
I
Why do you do
love.
this to us?
I
Oh,
know.
it's my favorite doing this to you.
You're just
So where
mean.
did this story come from? How was it born?
Oh my goodness. This story is years in the making because I think it must have been at least 4 or 5 years ago. I had this wish to do like play with the Aladdin trope, which is like hot person pops out of object, like a genie in a bottle or, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to make that kind of different and how to make that trope my own. I'd say, what is it? A couple years ago, I woke up with this what now is the twist what happens in this book for real in my
Mhm.
head, and I just shot up out of bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it, this is how I'm going to do this is like it was like the missing puzzle piece. And of course most of this interview is going to be like redacted, so when redacted happens and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
redacted, I
yeah.
know, but that was really the impetus or like the spark that got me back into this story. And it's the first spec book I've ever done. I've written and published 5 YA contemporary romances, whatever coming of age stories, and this is the first magical book. And I really had to have a good grasp on that and a way to get into speculative fiction or speculative romance. I call it romantispec. I know you
Oh,
guys are at
Okay.
I like
romantic
Yeah.
that.
right now, so romantispec. I needed something that I could really say was my own spin and my own thing. And it was that little tidbit that completely, like I said, ignited the story. I'd say within a week, I had a 20-page synopsis written. I had the entire thing figured out. And I started writing that thing right away. And it sold, a few months later to Bloomsbury in like 4 days, which was really cool. Back to my
Crazy.
original editor who did the Cuban Girls Guidebook.
Oh my
Yep, back with
God.
Alex Borbola, we love. Yeah, and she and I worked really, really hard on polishing that up, getting everything like really good. So it was born from like my subconscious. There's
I
short
love
answer.
that.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it.
Mixed up files.
So, what was it like? Because as you mentioned, you were writing contemporary, like romance before this, and this is quite a departure, at least from the ones that I've read of yours. And so I imagine that the writing process might have been different, or was it kind of, I knew what I was doing going into it and was able to just kind of do it the same way?
Oh, we have no idea what we're doing at any given time around here. No, I would say I did a little more plotting than I'm used to, and now I had not a scene by scene synopsis done or outline, but I definitely had those beats because when you're doing magic and you're working with some sleight of hand, little tricky things that I love to do in books now, you've got to be a little more plotted out and have a roadmap, a cleared roadmap of where you're going. But I do leave a lot of room for myself to be informed by the writing. My own writing informs me. So even though I'm dealing with a magic system and I'm trying to explain that, I leave so much room for just my natural writing process, which is to let the characters go along with me on the journey and tell me kind of what they need and what they want to get where I know that they need to go. So that part stayed the same.
Yeah, I love
What
it.
was different? Like, I guess you're more of a I guess you say you plotted more. So I guess you call yourself a plantser.
I'm a pantser. Yeah, yes, I am a certified. I'm a recovering pantser. I haven't pantsed since for years and years, but now I know. Like I use a beat sheet, the standard author beat sheet of where things need to go because the brain likes that. Brain likes to. Our brains when we're reading know subconsciously what to anticipate, and if you, as an author, feed that, then readers are more likely to enjoy what you're reading because they're served what they want at the right time. So that's what a beat sheet will do for me. Like, are things in the right place? Do we have
Fair.
reversals? Do we have that midpoint climax? Do we have, whatever, second act, whatever, all these things, they help me just to stay on track.
Mhm.
But I have a lot of playtime in my mind and on the screen and on the keyboard where I get to explore like the like a leapfrog, like the stepping stones between those beats are not always figured out completely. And that's
Yeah.
the part,
Yeah.
the discovery keeps me invested and it becomes new and exciting for me. Just like when you're reading it, you're like, oh, I'm excited by this or I'm delighted by it. Well, I want to be
Mhm.
delighted too. So I
Yeah.
leave room for that.
I love that. That's such a good that's such a good like concept because as the author you should enjoy it too. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Why shouldn't you
learning the
have all the
story
fun?
too.
Right.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Oh
I
Yeah. I
like
gosh,
to
I
be
think
love
delighted.
that.
I
people
like to
are
be
constantly thinking like authors, they know what's happening, and it's like no, like the characters know what's happening.
Yeah, they're the
Just because
bosses.
they
We
live in my
just
brain doesn't mean I know what's happening.
And
I
I think
love
some of
that.
my favorite parts are those serendipitous moments that just like I said, your subconscious has been working on them behind the scenes and without telling you. And I love that it just something will just pop out as I'm writing. I'm like, where did this come from? I have no frame of
yeah.
reference for this
Mhm.
line or for this passage or for this little thing that ties something from earlier together or whatever that really just fits. I don't know where it comes from. And
It's
that still
magic.
just
Yeah.
freaks me out a little bit. And, I'm like, how does that? It's really the brain is miraculous.
It
So
really is.
it surprises me. And I love those moments. And I'm going to tell you, I would say that all or most of those things that have come that way are still in all of those books 1 through 6. So
I love that.
trust it.
Yes,
Oh.
100%. So I want to talk about you infuse like your heritage into all of your books. What was kind of I guess, the process of picking out the bits and pieces that you knew that you wanted to put into like this one specifically, or Cuban Girls Guide, or etc. Like, do you sit down and think this is the part of me slash my heritage that I'm putting in, or does it kind of organically show up as you write?
I would say both. This one I really wanted to do an ode to Tia culture.
Hmm.
The idea of a Cuban tia is very important in my heritage, and I have tias. I never knew my Cuban grandmother because she died before I was born in Cuba. And my tias are a little bit older because I'm the youngest cousin, and my mom is the youngest of 10. So that made me the youngest cousin with all these older tias who were almost like grandmothers to me, or older,
Hmm.
second
Hmm.
mothers, but a little bit even older than that. And I grew up with them, and they just contributed to my life so much and in so many ways that I wanted to pay tribute to that a little bit. And so Tia Vivian, who's Sylvie's Tia in there, really stands in as a mother when her mother is traveling and for work and needs to do that and always gone. And her mother has missed so many pivotal moments in her life, but Tia Vivian has always been there, and she's been that, as Cuban Theas do, like that little challenger, always kind of watching you and making sure you're on track, but also giving you so much love and so much support and never leaving you, always being right by your side, but also calling you out on every little damn thing you do. So I wanted to infuse that, like, that's such a thing that was a part of my life. And I wanted to do a book where it's just a girl and her tia who just steps in and mothers her. She doesn't have children of her own, and her artwork that she does in the book, that's a big thing,
Hmm.
is kind of her found family in the way that she surrounds herself with love, and that feeling of family is in her own art. But then she has Sylvie, and you'll see, the way that she loves her and what she ends up doing for her. kind of broke me a little because I didn't know all of that at the beginning. I knew some of it, but that was one of
Yeah.
those things that evolved. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is what we did here. Wow. Okay. But it's
Oh,
true. All of that is true. It felt
Yeah.
true to
yeah.
me. Yeah, like in Cuban Girls Guide, it was more about, oh my goodness, think of a Cuban family wedding where the tias are stealing again, taking the little children, which would have been me, and whispering, like, go get the centerpieces. Like, when she gets up from that table, you go over there and you get them. And that was my job to corral as many centerpieces as possible from any given wedding. That was my job. Me and my little cousins, we would run around and get them. And we would come home in the car and sure enough, what are they going to do with this? She'd put them all over the house. And the food culture of the Cuban girl's education is in the kitchen watching her abuelitas, watching her tias and her mother cook, and all the chisme, all the gossip is also simmering, and being a
Yeah.
little one on the stool watching and tasting everything and tasting the world, tasting relationship and life. That was more I have done in, in with Love Echo Park and in Cuban Girls Guide and even in British Girls, where a British girl gets to experience those things even though she didn't grow up with them. She gets
Yeah.
adopted and she gets loved on in the same way. And she's set, she hears, you are ours, you are part of us. You are also allowed to sit on the counter and to eat and taste and join the gossip and the chisme and all
Yeah.
of the love
Mhm.
and be. So there's a lot of positive stuff. So I would say some of the things I explore, and if we never end, are the harsher things of Sylvie's father is a patriarchal dude. He subscribes to some of the patriarchal norms that I also grew up with, seeing some of
Hmm.
my tios and whatever, being that hard line of, I know what's best and I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make the rules. Sylvie jokes Riley in there that Cuban 18 is not regular 18. She may be 18, but she's still subject to her parents' norms and their
Hmm.
edicts. And the
Yeah.
father is like, we don't, it loves her and all of this, but it's just, this is the way it's going to be. And it's not up for discussion. And that
Yeah.
is what creates a lot of trauma for Sylvie as she grows up. And what Thea Vivian always, I think, buffers a lot of the time. So she's got that. So that is what I did in there. A little bit darker, but also true.
Yeah.
I really
I was
love
also,
that.
yeah.
I'm not Cuban. I don't have any Cuban heritage, but I am an aunt, very heavily involved in raising nieces. I have twin nieces that are with me more than half the year usually. Um, and I step into roles that I'm not,
Yeah.
because I have to, because for one reason or another, one parent is gone for work and the other parent is not involved. So I always love a story with an aunt because you
Hmm.
don't see that very often.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's parents or my parents are gone and I was on my own. So an auntie story really
Yeah.
gets my auntie heart.
The Cuban mother rarely do that. She would never just leave you on your own. She would make sure that you were watched over
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That happens in most of my books. There's no on your own, even if you're
Yeah.
18,
No.
19,
Not
Yeah.
at all.
you're still watched like a hawk.
Yeah.
100%. And it's so like even as somebody who is not Cuban, like it's so relatable. I feel like it's very like a very similar experience amongst immigrants. Like very much like Chinese 18 is not 18. Like I I read that and I was like, she gets it. She gets it. Like I'm not
Yeah,
Cuban, but she gets it.
there's some similarities. It is that immigrant
Yeah.
experience, that diaspora experience
Hmm.
too. Yep, being right in the middle. Mhm.
Okay, so you're a former teacher. How did working with kids every day impact the stories you tell?
Oh goodness, I didn't last long. Let's just say this. 3 years, and then I quit and like went to work for my husband and then had my kids and stayed home. But I did teach. What was interesting is that I found myself loving the lesson planning and writing and using books of all types to inspire my own students to write. And I sometimes would throw out the writing curriculum and I would just let them do writer's workshop. And so I would bring books and I would make sure they were reading and writing. That's how I learned to write a book, is not by taking classes. It was by doing it. And so even before that, this was 20 years ago, or more. I was like, I'm going to teach them how to write just by making them write and edit each other's work and get better and little by little just by doing it and make them feel free. So that I think like teaching was fighting me a little. I didn't love the 7 a.m. to 3 schedule,
Oh
leaving, getting up at
gosh.
5 in the morning and having to just be on all day, not being able to like eat a snack unless it was snack time, not being able to leave the classroom. And if I was sick, I worked sick all the time. And kudos to teachers. I love you
Yeah.
because you're amazing. And I used to be you, so I understand what you go through every day. And I understand and love the calling so deeply. And I could see my colleagues, the ones who were just like, this is my calling, this is my authorship. That is how much I love writing. So like I didn't love it that as much as they did and said, I don't think I should be doing this because even though I was a good teacher, I don't know if it was good for me. So I paused that to my principal's chagrin, who wanted me to come back because I
Oh.
was good at it. I had good test scores, and my kids, did well. And the parents would request me for next year. And I'm like, there's no next
Oh,
year. I don't think this is what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I write a lot in my stories. I write coming of age, even if I'm doing spec or if I'm just doing contemporary. My goodness, you can change your mind. You can get a degree in something. You can study something that you think you're going to put your whole life and heart and soul into. And you can have nothing is wasted, nothing is lost,
No,
and you
you
can
still
change
have
your
that
mind.
knowledge.
Yeah, and I think it was really good for me because I worked around uh, kids and of many ages, not just elementary school, and I liked them and I felt this passion toward them as little souls, little evolving humans, and so precious and just so curious. And that kind of informed my writing. So I think it was all preparing me for just this later in life calling that stumbled upon me at the right season. So, like I said, nothing is lost.
Okay.
oh, I love
I love
that.
that
I feel
idea,
like
that
that's very
mentality.
much like, I feel like that's very much in tune with just like writing in general. Like nothing is lost. Like even if you scrap 40,000 words, you still learn something about the story. And
Yeah.
so, like, I love hearing that. Like, I feel like we don't get a lot of that mindset where we're thinking, like, this experience was needed for me to move forward. And I love
It's too
Yeah.
much
that you,
hustle. It's
yeah,
you have to get the book done. You have to get the book done
yeah,
and not enough about the journey of actually writing a book because writing one
right.
book is miraculous, let alone,
6.
six.
We still don't know how this has happened. I look at them, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like my children. I have college age just children now or adults now. I'm like, I know I had you, like, I know I raised you, but it just seems like a blur. And that's how those
Yeah.
books are. I'm looking at them right now in a stack in my office. I'm like, how did I make you? I don't
Yeah,
know. They
you
just
just
happened.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so I know we're talking about If We Never End, but I have to know about Reese's Book Club because
oh,
Cuban Girls Guide was obviously it was a Reese's Book Club peg. What was that? Was it like a process that you were aware of, or did it just kind of get announced to you, or like what was that whole experience? Because I can only imagine it was amazing.
it was bananas. I was made aware 2 months in advance, and I was writing with Levico Park at 7 a.m. in my bedroom when I got the call from my editor who thought it was a prank because Reese had just started picking YA.
Mhm.
And I was the first Simon and Schuster YA author to get this honor, and they didn't know the PR people. All these people kind of in the inbox, they didn't know these people. So my editor goes upstairs to Simon and Schuster, who had they had dealt with that team before because some of the adult books are Reese picks from a few years back, and they're like, Alex, this is real, and this she got the Reese thing. And so she called me, and I started crying. My agent was on the phone. It was absolutely nuts. It was so it was transformative in my career, my life. I've made these lifelong friends. They still continue to support me so ferociously. I could get a gift at anything. They send us stuff. They invite us to the most beautiful events. like Shine Away in LA parties, and they treat us like, we get beautiful things and they pour into us. They give us resources, anything we need. It's just such a lovely collective. And I'm on like this little group with all of the authors, the alumni, and some of your favorite authors in the world are in there and they're mine too. And just the fact that I get to call them friends is one of the greatest honors of my life. And we chat every day when someone's having a book out. We all, if we can, share arcs. We promote one another. If someone is in a certain city, we're like, hey, who lives here? And everyone meets for drinks. We
Oh, that's
just have linked arms, and
incredible.
it's like so weird because everybody is so sweet and kind and humble and sharing, and giving. It's like Reese knows how to pick these really amazing people. I'm like, you are all, we meet at a hotel or something for an event that we're called, we get sent to, and we end up staying up until whatever in the morning because we love each other. And we just, even if it's like the first time we've met one of them, it's like we're family. So it was so
Oh,
cool. Like I said, the whole thing behind the scenes, yes, if you're picked, you have to sign an NDA. You can't talk about it until, because Reese likes to announce it on a
Hmm.
whatever Tuesday it is, the first in the month or something when she does that. But man, you are working for at least a month on social media things. You have to write essays. You get to write all these beautiful things that then they showcase on the website. If you look, there's a whole thing. If you're interested in mine, you can read my family story essay on there of why I wrote Cuban Girl, and has some family history and some secrets. It has, tidbits, and you get a lot of standard articles like BuzzFeed, and they try to find things that go with your brand, and they just submit you everywhere. And then these people come calling. They're like, okay, we need a 500 word piece on this. We need interviews. We need podcasts, this and that. And like, it was so much that I had like a schedule. I had my own handler that would get me through each week. Like, we need these things this week, these photos. You need to go take this. You need a photo shoot this. You have to host the Instagram live, all of that. And I'm like, yes, I wanted to do all of it. And it was
Yeah.
COVID, so I couldn't leave the house, and they did all this virtually. I didn't have a launch. It was like all on like we're doing now. And I'm like, give me everything. I want to do it all. It was so much
oh
fun, but
my
it was so
God.
much work that I had to quit drafting for 2 or 3 months.
Oh,
It was so much work because it
wow.
became
Wow.
like full time. I don't know, at least for me it was just it's a lot. And the
Wow.
anxiety of just like having to keep a secret
Yeah.
and trying not to get it
Yeah,
leaked. Oh my gosh. So
that is
it was
so
fun. So
cool.
it is cool. And it's like everybody's like, how did you get it? And that is the secret, that they really do pick and read everything themselves. They really like to find somebody that just fits in with their branding or what they need at the time.
That is so
And
That's so
if you
lovely.
do get
cool.
picked, it will be the best thing that ever happens to you in publishing, or at least for what's for me. And if you can see
Oh,
behind me, like Jane Mount illustrates, it gives you, they do a painting for you. It shows up at your door of your book cover from beautiful Jane Mount, who's such a beautiful illustrator who then does all the covers.
oh,
That's
So
that
awesome.
is
yeah,
so cool.
so
I love
fun.
that for you.
Thank you. I love it for me too. I
Yeah.
continue to. That's the thing. It's like it's been 6 years now, which blows my mind. And I'm
Oh,
like, they
yeah.
continually. I will see like on the website, if it's Valentine's Day, they'll put my book there, like read this one, or like, oh, it's
Oh,
Latinx Heritage Month. Look at what, some bookstores aren't doing for these
yeah.
Right.
Black History Month, Latinx Heritage Month, whatever month that we celebrate marginalized authors and creators. Reese's Book Club is doing the work. They are compiling things, they're making posts, they're promoting these books over, even if the titles are like 3 or 4 years old. So they'll put my book up there for whatever it is, that Valentine's Day or Latinx Heritage Month. They're like, buy this and do beautiful artwork around it and continue to promote it and celebrate it and try to get new readers for it. So I'm really grateful, as you can tell.
I love it.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that so much. Yay.
Okay, so we want to keep you forever, but we promised that we wouldn't. So we have a few questions that we always ask our guests. Disclaimer, this is where every bit of media you've ever consumed leaves your brain.
It's gone.
So, first question, we have a segment on the podcast that we call Fictional Boyfriend of the Week, where we pick a fictional character from that week that we were vibing with. Doesn't have to be like a boyfriend or a romantic interest. Karen's had a fictional granny. I've had a fictional son. And it's just characters that we really loved. Do you have any fictional characters in books, movies, TV that you're like, everyone should know this character?
Oh, mine is so boring and so predictable, and you're gonna like roll your eyes, but you're also gonna nod. I'm like, I am secretly also married to Fitzwilliam Darcy from
That is
Pride and
never a roll your
I'm
eyes. That is
sorry,
That is,
like
always the right choice.
yeah,
forever and ever, always and forever.
yeah.
Yes.
It's Mr. Darcy and Laura in my fictional, even though I'm happily married for like almost 30 years. Like,
No, I
doesn't
think
matter.
we all can agree with that.
I'm
Yes.
also
100%.
Mrs. Darcy in my head. So
Exactly.
Look,
it's
In
fine.
in an
the
alternate
relatable
world,
content though,
yes.
because my husband got me an Aaron Warner tattoo because I
Oh,
am
okay.
Mrs. Aaron Warner in
Yeah,
my
valid. Again,
Yeah.
very.
and he was like, "You like that Aaron Warner? You Valentine's Day, I'll get you his tattoo."
Yeah,
We love a
yeah,
secure man.
Yes,
right.
100%. We love it. Okay, so the other question that we always ask is that, of course, I have told you this to your face, love your books. But we would love to know, like, what are you reading? What are you recommending? Do you have any all-time favorites that you think people should know about? Whatever you've got.
Okay, I have to use this time to shout out my amazing critique partner, Joan F. Smith, because she has one of my favorite books that anybody has ever written, even though I worked on this book for a long time and I helped build it. It's called Your Soul Mail is Attached. And this is also a speculative adult romance in which everybody, through a glitch of that shall be explained or not, receives the name and birth date of their soulmate in an email.
Oh,
Yes. And
Oh,
okay.
it's like the morning show newsroom feel with this spec element, and it is so good. I am telling you right now, it comes out April 14th, and it is
I'm
so
gonna have to get that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Joan F.
Adding to the
Smith, Your
list.
Soul Mail is Attached.
I love that.
I
That sounds
know.
Sounds
amazing.
And it will
fascinating.
surprise you.
Ah,
It's so beautifully written. If you like Rebecca Searle, that
Uh-huh.
type of vibe,
okay.
you'll like Joan's
Oh, I
writing.
will love it then.
That
I'm sure
sounds
Because
you
it was
will.
amazing.
in 5 years. I loved that.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
comp. It's like in 5 years meets the morning show. That's one of her
Oh,
comps, like how she built it and the feel, like the writing feels that way. Yep.
Oh, I'm
okay.
so
Don't
excited.
miss
Yep,
it.
sold.
Amazing.
Sold.
Amazing. Okay. Adding to the list. Right there. Right there.
And I didn't forget the title, which is like a testament because who knows what's going on in this brain.
Well, that kind of perfectly leads into our last question is what comes next? What can we expect from that brain?
We have another spec coming.
We do?
Yes, we do. And I just finished it. It is with said critique partners right now. It is due in a few months to Bloomsbury to my editor, and it should be coming out winter 28. So,
Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
if you thought If We Never End was magical, just wait until you see this one. I can't really talk about it yet, but this
Oh,
story came to me again. This one came to me almost overnight, and my editor and editorial team liked it so much that they wanted me to not do the book that I was going to turn in for a book two that went
oh
with If
my
We Never
gosh.
End and said,
Oh, wow.
actually, you need to write this. And it was the kind of thing I'm telling you now that if I didn't write it, it was going to consume me from the inside out. And I wrote it in 3 months, and it is the most difficult premise I have ever undertaken. And I wrote it the fastest, and it just fell out of my brain. And
Oh,
it is one of my favorite things I have ever conceptualized and created. So it definitely sits on the shelf with If We Never End. It is not in the same world, it is in an entirely different world, but it has the same feeling of mystery and whimsy and a little bit of terror and love and like friends to lovers and secrets and all of that. So watch my page because as soon as I can talk about it, when you
oh, I
hear what
love it.
happens in this book, I did spoil it at like a bookseller event. I because it wasn't recorded. Like I'm going to tell you, and the lady, it was a a bookseller, and she said, "Feed me that in an IV right now." And I'm like, "It's not done." She goes,
Oh,
"I don't care."
give
So
it, give
it's
it.
the kind
Connect
of
my brain to
idea.
yours.
Yeah. Right. So we've got more spec coming. I'm really having fun in this zone. So we're going to stay here for a while. It's fun.
Love it.
Well, we're not
Okay,
going to
well, this
complain about
is,
that.
yeah, this is actually the part where we have to give you a little bit of bad news, which is now that you've been on the podcast, you're actually legally obligated to come back for all book releases.
We'll
Let's
see you in
go.
So sorry.
2028.
Hey,
So
let's do
get ready.
it. Let's do it.
Amazing. Okay, when this episode goes live, this will be out.
I
If
don't
we
want to
never
hold up my
end,
Kindle and ruin
it's
it.
okay. I got it. I got it.
I don't know
If
why
we never
it's
end,
doing
I kind of
this.
got it. With
I
the
don't know
okay,
why it's
if we
doing
never
this.
end, it's really pretty. There's a deluxe first printing. I don't, you have it with the pretty, like, they're so pretty.
Beautiful.
So go pick up a copy. Go pick up 10. Give them to you as
A lot
gifts.
of them.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
so
you.
lovely. Thank you so much, Laura. This has been so
Thank
much
you
fun.
so
Thank
much
you
for
so
chatting with
much.
us.
We
Happy
will talk to you
reading.
soon.
Okay, looking forward to
Okay.
it.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's so precious and I love her.
I love her so much. I've gotten to spend so much time with her um, over the past couple events that I've done, and I adore her so much.
Oh, I love it. I can't
I
wait for
need you to
her next
read,
book.
yeah, Cuban's Girls Guide and British Girls Guide because they're so fun.
Yeah,
And
I need to read this.
well, there's, it's, and I with Love Echo Park too. I have to
Yeah.
read the rest of her books, but I've
Yeah.
read those three and I love them. And this. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, I think now it's time for, well, now would be time for announcements, but we don't have any announcements.
No. Oh,
So,
we got a kind of special episode next
yeah,
week.
so next
Stay
week, what we're
tuned.
planning is, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, I think. But we don't have another author
Yeah.
interview for next week, but
Yeah.
it'll still be fun. So I guess
Yeah.
we go right
Yeah.
into the spiel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, friends,
Sounds like
if you
a plan to me. Sounds like a spiel to me.
Okay, so if you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are listening to us. Follow us on social media. We are at The Incoherent Fangirl on all the things. Visit our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, where you can also stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog. Head over to Patreon to subscribe for early access to podcast episodes, full video episodes, bonus content, as well as the opportunity to ask questions of our guests. I think that's so much fun. Maybe it's just me, but I love that.
Yeah.
Next,
No.
what's next? Oh, shop our merch store. That's what's next. I'm really good at reading my notes, obviously. Go to theincoherentfangirl.com/shop. You can shop our merch store. Mandy makes cute things because she is awesome and we love her. So go support.
Yay.
And if you have any
Oh,
comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, design ideas you want to tell us that we're pretty, we will accept all of that in our inbox,
we'll take it.
theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. And we love hearing from y'all. And of course, one last way to support the
Yes.
podcast is to rate and review.
Wait and review. Don't wait. You don't have to wait.
Rate
Just
and review wherever you are listening. Please give us words. We love words.
We love your words.
She is at Mandy Pearl on all the things.
She's at Ms. Made in China on all the things.
And once you followed us on social media and you follow the podcast on social media, you can head over and visit our internet besties and do some self-care because we love you and we want you to stick around. First stop, you're going to
Yes,
go
please.
to herecomesthenerd.com, use code fangirl, and you'll get 20% off your first order.
Then you're going to head to onceuponabookclub.com. You're going to subscribe or get some leftover boxes, any goodies you see. And when you check out, you're going to use code Karen10 for 10% off. But you have to spell Karen right or we're going to stick you in a watch, in a haunted watch. You're going to be stuck there.
Oh boy.
So maybe spell it right.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. And then you're going to visit our friend Amber D. Lewis at amberdlewis.com. Add 10 of everything to your cart. Use code
10
fangirl10
safe.
and you get 10% off all 10 of the things, which means you've gotten one of everything for free, and that saved you so much money.
And that's math.
You're
That's
welcome.
math, guys. Yeah. And last but not least, you can support my family. You can follow the show husband. He's at Born a Josh on all the things. You can follow at Searchers Believe on everything. That is his paranormal investigation group. We have a website, searchersbelieve.com/shop. Merch also designed by yours truly. If you use code fangirl10 there, you'll get 10% off. You can follow at Searchers Podcast, which is our spooky and weird podcast. And then we have Stream Beacon TV, which is our streaming platform that's paranormal, horror, true crime content. He's having contract conversations right now that are really exciting that will be announced pretty soon. Yours truly has taken over their social media. So if you want to go subscribe to, I guess still subscribe, follow at Stream Beacon TV on all the things and engage. I'm their social media manager now. So it's been fun.
Yay!
And if you want to subscribe to the platform, you can go to streambeacontv.com and use code fangirl10 to get 10% off of your subscription. Very exciting things coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, I wrote a book also about a dead person communicating with living people. It's called The Living and the Dead. It's about a girl named Abby who was born dead but ages like the living and the reaper who would die to get her to look at him. Karen has it. Yay! If you would like a copy, I'm on all the major retailers' websites, or if you'd like a signed copy by me, you can go to my website. It's aepurvis.com. And if you use code Aaron Warner, you'll get 10% off because it wouldn't be me if I didn't make something about Aaron Warner.
Body snatched.
Yeah, that would so real.
Yep. Okay. I believe that is the Incoherent
That's the
Fangirl.
Incoherent Fangirl.
Thanks for
Thank
listening. We love
you. We love
you.
you. Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at herecomesthenerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.